Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2005 Mondeo ST220. Now, the reason I've brought this car to the channel is a lot of people wanted to see it. I have never been so inundated with a car request to video than I have for this car. So here we are, I'm going to take it down some glorious roads and see what these cars are all about. They're relatively inexpensive to buy these days, and I've never driven one. Never driven a Mondeo in my life. So today is the day I get to take out this elegantly modified, in my opinion, ST220 for the channel. Super excited, but onwards to some awesome roads. Let's get into it. This is a 2005 model year ST220 Mondeo, running 225 brake horsepower from the factory. This has had a couple of light mods done to it to increase the sound, definitely. It has a K&N induction kit up front, has a full Milltec catback exhaust system, which sounds so good. Up front is mated to a 6-speed manual box with a nice short throw, very gated as well. I was very surprised when I jumped in this at how notchy and how much feel there actually was in the gearbox. You throw it from third to second and there's a good bit of feeling there, something that I wasn't expecting in this Ford Mondeo. Other mods to this specific Ford Mondeo include the BC Racing coilovers. I was chatting to the owner and he said these are phenomenally better than the specs that you had on before. Infinite adjustment, so they sit a little bit nicer in the road. They're a little bit softer in the dampening because you can adjust them as much as you like, but it still gives you the drop you want, but none of the bounce. The specs, unfortunately, that he had on this last year, incredibly bouncy. But the fundamental things about one of these Mondeos is that the V6 petrols are unfortunately outsold by the diesels, and I get why. I get that not a lot of people wanted the V6 petrol, but I can see a massive gain from this car, being that it is, as we overtake, just a lot more fun. It's got a fun factor to it. The 225 brake horsepower that these V6s produce is incredibly linear. It does come in around 2,500–3,000 RPM and falls right around the rev range. Incredibly surprising because I haven't actually heard a lot about these Mondeos, especially the V6s. A lot of people do opt for the diesels, and understandably MPG and all that sort of business does mean that you would probably want to go for the diesel. But I get the V6, owning a V6 previously, a 3-litre V6 previously, I get the idea of this car. I understand it, and with the manual box, it does actually make it a lot more fun. Yes, your commute, you want maybe a diesel automatic or whatever it is, but I think fun factor, this has the V6 up front, so you've got a bit more power and a little bit more noise as well. The V6 noise with this Milltec, oh, sounds so good. The gated feel of the manual box in this has a lot to be said for. Again, something that I would say this car has surprised me the most is the gearbox. It just got such a nice throw in it. Incredibly surprising. The comfort of these Recaros, considering how much you can get these cars for, epic seats in such a budget friendly car. And the funny thing is, the owner of this car brought his family down to the takeover with a roof box on it, enjoyed motorway journey, low, looking cool, in all the comfort in the world, took the roof box off, dropped the kids off, and has just been able to have so much fun down the B roads in this thing. And that's the best thing. I get that side of it. I get the exciting side that this thing does on these BCs turn in really well with a bigger footprint from the bowlers that have been put on. It does create a lot more excitement in this car. Something, I'm jumping into a Mondeo expecting it to drive and be a certain way, but it's just not. It's completely different to how I was expecting. It's got a lot more driver feedback, and for the money, I've got to come back to the whole budget thing about, you know, why I do this channel is driving some of these budget cars that anybody can afford and anybody can enjoy. And I get this down to the ground. It does sound so good. Light mods to this one a set of coilovers has made it. So guys, let's have a quick look round this Mondeo ST220. Now it's a 2005 model with the V6 3 litre 225 brake horsepower engine up front. This one's mega cool though, obviously not standard. Dropped on BC Racing coilovers with enough dampening and adjustment to go even lower than this, but I think it sits absolutely perfect. I mean, if we go to this angle just here, sits absolutely perfect on these Bowler B17s, which I hadn't actually seen before. I love the look and design of these, really chunky. It goes really well with the body lines of this Mondeo. Coming down to the Maxton side splitter, just down there, there is a Maxton design front splitter on the front as well. Custom headlights with the ST little monster logo in there, vents on the bonnet. Really, really good looking car this. I haven't spent much time with Mondeos, but this has got to be one of my favourites that I've seen. Just very classy, low, sits perfect. It has the full Miltech catback exhaust system, just sat down here as well, letting that V6 burble come out from the rear end. Mondeo ST badging and diamond cross with the FYD and the Dream sticker there, rocking deep in this Mondeo. Coming to the inside though, Recaro interior that came standard in this one. Very big seats, very supportive as well, nice bit of bolster support. Coming down to the ST steering wheel in this Mondeo, gear gator as well. Just a very clean, well kept together Mondeo. You don't see many of them this clean these days, so got a lot of appreciation for this one. But guys, let's jump back into the Mondeo and find some awesome roads. Go and enjoy this thing. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing of these, you can get one to, you know, sub £2,000 say. You can spend over that and get a nicer one, but I think at that sort of price range you can get one with a good bit of mileage on it. This one has 82,000 miles on it, and I think that's a good mileage to buy one of these on. I think these V6 engines are pretty indestructible. I don't hear many horror stories about them, but as usual, I'd always promote the idea of buying something with a good service history. Induction roar from the front end. Oh, I do like the sound of a V6. Very blippable, this car as well. It blips very well, and again, a lot of driver feedback, especially from the steering wheel. I am able to chuck this thing a lot more than I was expecting. This one is retaining 20 mpg around the Isle of Wight being enjoyed. Something to take note of. The V6 is great in these, but it does come with the MPG figure. Obviously the diesel will do better MPG, but I think the one I'm driving today, it has the good amount of excitement with an MPG figure that is understandable. It's going to happen. It's a 3 litre V6, but I think you get a lot of feedback and a lot of excitement from that MPG figure. A lot more than I was expecting, I know that much. I've never crossed off the Mondeo, and I've never discouraged myself from driving one because it's a Mondeo or whatever that is. I've just never had the chance to actually drive one, and I'm glad I was jumping in this one today because it's been just a bit of an eye-opener. You can get these ridiculously cheap. You can get them with good mileage for not a lot of money, and I am really impressed. So this is a budget family car that has the excitement levels. It has the Ford badge on the front, so if you're into your Fords, this is a perfect family car. I was talking to the owner again, and he's had, you know, various RS's, a Cosworth back in the day, and he said, you know, I needed to grow up a little bit. I needed 4 seats and a big boot and a 4-door and all that sort of stuff, and this made perfect sense, and I can see why so many people drive these and have them. It's because it's the perfect all-rounder. So as ever guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out fydapparel.com, cop yourself some FYD merch to support the channel. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the V6 petrol ST220 Mondeo. Budget family car with some good sporting mods. These can be fantastic on a budget. Budget. Anybody can afford one of these. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.